Greetings to Dr. Victoria and fellow classmates. We are the Five Minds, and today we will share Japan's HRD model and the influencing factors.
Hello everyone, my name is Shalini, Anak Willie with metric number 85635. So I will be talking about Japan National Human Resource Development and HRD model. So Japan approach is quite unique because it's deeply shaped by its culture, history and economy itself. So after the World War II, Japan focused on rebuilding by promoting job stability, cooperation and skill development. The government, businesses and labor unions work together to create a system that helped the economy grow. This teamwork is known as the Japanese-style human resource management, which is based on traditional values like respect, loyalty and harmony. So unlike some other countries, Japan does not have a single unified HRD model. So instead, it uses a decentralized system which involves various groups such as the government ministry like MEXT and MHLW, industry and school. So a great example for this is the 8 Basic Plan for Human Resource Development in 2006. It is aimed to support working-age people, including job seekers, needs, caregivers, and those returning to work. So, besides, Japan also focuses on lifelong learning with programs like vocational training, adult education, and even universities for third age for older citizens. To involve companies, the government offers tax breaks and subsidies, which encouraging corporate training and employee development. Japan model also depends on tripartite collaborations, which involves strong partnerships between the government, companies, and the labor unions. So in summary, Japan HRD model is a team effort that values lifelong learning, inclusive support, and strong partnership.
Greetings everyone, I am Farah Nur Syazwina. Today I will be sharing how Japan applies its HRD model to prepare its people for future growth. Let's start with the education policy. Japan takes a government-led approach. Since 2013, councils like the one from Education Rebuilding and the more recent one for Future Education have pushed for skills in digital tech, green energy, and lifelong learning. These ideas are backed by education policy research by providing the data to shape decision and then carried out by the MEX, which is the Japan Ministry of Education, to implement programs like adult reskilling. Next, one big step that they have taken is reorganizing university and college to align the industry needs. In 2022, over 30 billion yen was invested into expanding programs in IT and environmental field. Collin offers a 5-year technical college that starts right after junior high, and students there engage with hands-on learning, lab work, and even compete in national competitions like Robocon, Procon, and Decon. Around 60% of the graduates go straight into engineering jobs and manufacturing, in helping to meet the industry demand for skilled talent. Moreover, Japan emphasizes recurrent education and lifelong learning. Japan supports learning at all stages of life, not just for students, but also for adults who want reskill, women re-entering the workforce, or even school dropouts, especially in the growing sectors like digital transformation. They also have platforms like ManaPace to help people find courses and funding. On the other side, lifelong learning supports personal development and active aging through community centers like Komikan and citizen universities by offering hobby classes and training to keep older adults active and skilled.
So how Japan apply their national model is by taking initiative in the international cooperation and skill export. So Japan expands its HRD model by through the technical intern training program, which is the ITP, and the Japan International Cooperation Agency, which is JICA. So the ITP had trained 328,000 interns in occupations like construction and caregiving by the end of 2019. So other than that, more than 200 cooperative research projects and more than 1,400 trained faculty were created by JICA, Asian University Network, or Southeast Asia Engineering Educational Development Network. So, as for December 2022, the African Business Education (ABE) initiative had trained about 2,000 young people from African countries by 2022. So Japan also taking initiative in improving their employment service and public sector training by through their Japan Human Resource Development Promotion Law. Training programs that are jointly administered by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports and Science and Technology and the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare. So from this training program, both working and employees can benefit from the technical education and upskilling opportunities offered by the public polytechnic institution and vocational training facilities. So through this, Japan's nationwide employment service network, known as Hello Work Centers, provide career counseling and job matching service to 9.9 million customers through 544 locations, including specialized assistance for young people and recent college graduates.
Now we move on to the environmental factors. For economical, Japan has experienced a low GDP growth for decades despite having strong productivity. The shrinking labor force hindered the overall GDP expansion in Japan. And then after the pandemic, Japan's GDP has increased because of their net exports with a full year growth of an average of 2% in 2023. The current state of Japan's labor market highlights its tightness with 2.6% of unemployment rate and demographic constraints like shrinking working age population and chronic labor shortages across various sectors. Fortunately, there are efforts to address the labor shortages, such as encouraging older workers to remain employed and promoting greater female involvement in the workforce. In terms of political, Japan's political stability has enabled a consistent and long-term HRD policy implementation. With the efforts from government bodies like Council for the Creation of Future Education, the HRD policies are updated continuously. Their current administration is called Kishida, meaning new form of capitalism, prioritizes investments in science, technology, and green transformation. However, an increase in spending without revenue also raises sustainability concerns, which may impact the long-term HRD funding in Japan. The government policies that shapes HRD in Japan can be seen from encouraging households to manage their financial assets, aging workforce adaptation whereby those beyond the age of 65 years old may remain employed, and boosting workforce participation by promoting female leadership and family support.
The rise of AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, and also big data are reshaping workforce needs, pushing the countries to update their HRD strategies. In this case, Japan responds with Society 5.0, aiming for digital transformation across all areas of life. Through the Future Investment Strategy 2017, Japan promotes IT and also programming education from an early age. Technology is made accessible to all employees, even for the non-programmers, through the user-friendly tools. Hands-on training in smart technologies like cyber-physical systems and IoT ensure the practical skills of development. These efforts strengthen Japan's workforce to remain competitive and also resilient in a rapid evolving industrial landscape. As environmental concerns like climate change and also sustainability become more urgent, there are now key considerations in human resource development in Japan. Japan is taking strategic action by integrating environmental priorities into the workforce planning. This includes to training employees for the green jobs in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and also eco-friendly construction. To support this transition, The government also collaborates with the industries by offering incentives such as tax and also subsidies for the companies that invest in the green skills training. Recognizing to the high exposure of the natural disasters, Japan also includes emergency preparations, disaster resilience, and also sustainability urban planning to their HRD initiatives. Japan's aim to build a workforce that not only meets future labor demands, but also contributes to long-term ecological and also economic sustainability.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Syafiq. So today I will present about the Japan's HRD strategies. So for the first one is about long life learning. In Japan, they encourage a culture of ongoing education and skill development. The companies in Japan frequently offer training programs that encourage employees to improve their abilities throughout their career. So the second one is about on-the-job training. For example, Japanese companies often prioritize OJT, which allows employees to learn skills directly in the job. So the last one is using flexible work arrangement to promote work-life balance. So this is to address the problem provided by an aging workforce and the need for gender diversity in leadership positions. Okay, so the next one is about comparison between Japan, Germany, and South Korea. So for the Germany prioritizes vocational training and apprenticeships, combining academic and practical experience. This dual education system allows students to gain hands-on experience while studying, producing a skilled workforce. So for the South Korea, they reflect the speed or fast pace of their economy by emphasizing innovation and rapid adaptation. Okay, the last part from me is about the policies and effectiveness between Japan, Germany, and South Korea. So for Japan's emphasis on lifelong employment and training result in a stable workforce. For the Germany's vocational school system generate highly trained people which contribute to its strong manufacturing sector. And for the South Korea, they emphasis on adaptation and innovation and enables quick response to market needs, that making it beneficial in technology-driven industry. So that's all from me. Thank you.